Caleb Williams made his NFL debut in the 2024 preseason, and all eyes were on him as he took the field for the Chicago Bears. In his first preseason game against the Buffalo Bills, Williams played 2 drives and took command of the offense from what it seems. He went 4 for 7 on pass attempts, with 95 passing yards and 13 rushing yards. Although both drives ended in field goals, people are still excited about the future he could have for the Bears franchise. And it'll be interesting to see how he develops as an NFL QB. But what's even more interesting is how he got here. Caleb Williams was born on November 18th, 2001 in Washington, D.C. He was born into a sports-oriented family, and from an early age, it was clear that he was a gifted athlete. However, there was one sport in particular that he was best at. There's no surprise, it was football. As a child, Williams spent countless hours throwing a football with his father, who recognized his potential and his abilities from a young age. The training that Caleb went through when he was just a kid was crazy. As Caleb got older, his love for the game grew even stronger, which made him an even better football player. As he grew up, he would attend Gonzaga College High School in Washington, D.C., a school known for a strong football program, and Caleb Williams quickly made a name for himself as a dominant QB. His natural leadership and arm strength and mobility on the field made him a standout player from the moment he stepped onto the high school football field. At Gonzaga, Caleb Williams was dominant under the guidance of his head coach, Randy Trivers, and as a sophomore in 2018, he led Gonzaga to a championship, earning recognition as one of the top high school quarterbacks in the nation. His performance that year was outstanding to say the least, passing for 2,624 yards and 26 touchdowns, rushing for 394 yards and 10 touchdowns. His ability to make plays under pressure and his off-balance throws became a trademark. Obviously, qualities that he's known for now, and I think will serve him well in his career. In 2019, in his junior year, Williams continued to dominate, passing for over 1,700 yards and 19 touchdowns, while rushing for 838 yards and 18 touchdowns. His dual threat capability made him a nightmare for opposing defenses, and that summer, he was named the Elite 11 Finals MVP, pretty much proving that he's the top quarterback prospect in the country. The unfortunate thing was his senior season in 2020, which was canceled due to the lockdowns. Despite the setback, Caleb did well enough the previous years in his sophomore and junior seasons that he earned the title of the highest rated quarterback prospect in his class. He had offers pouring from every top college program in the nation, but he ultimately decided to commit to the University of Oklahoma. When he arrived at the University of Oklahoma in 2021 as a true freshman, he was stepping into a rich program with already an elite talent of quarterbacks. Initially, he was positioned as the backup to Spencer Rattler, who was considered one of the top quarterbacks in football at the time. Despite not starting that season, Williams made an immediate impact in practice, and his moment would finally come during the Red River Showdown against Texas in October of 2021. Oklahoma found themselves down 35-17 when head coach Lincoln Riley decided to make a change. He benched Rattler in favor of the freshman. Williams made the most of this opportunity, leading the Sooners to a 55-48 comeback victory. He threw for 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, and added 88 rushing yards with a rushing touchdown. This performance pretty much marked the beginning of Williams' rise to fame. If it wasn't for this game, I don't know where Caleb Williams would be right now. So the following week, Williams made his first career start against Texas Christian University, where he threw for 295 yards and 4 touchdowns while rushing for 66 yards and another touchdown. His dynamic playing style and his unique ability to throw on the run made him the new face of the program, and Williams finished his freshman season with 21 passing touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions in just 7 games. And this rise as a freshman would set the stage for the rest of his career. But despite this success at Oklahoma, the 2021 season ended in disappointment, with the Sooners missing out on the college football playoff. During the offseason, Lincoln Riley announced his departure from Oklahoma to become the head coach at USC, leaving Williams with a tough decision. Does Williams stay at Oklahoma or go to USC? Well, Caleb would enter the transfer portal in 2022 and eventually decide to follow Riley to USC. When Caleb Williams transferred to USC that same year, this marked a new chapter for him. He reunited with his old head coach, and it was their job to revitalize a program that was struggling in the recent years. Expectations were high, not gonna lie, but Williams embraced the challenge, eager to prove himself on a national stage. He had already done it before with Oklahoma, but can he do it again? So Williams was named the starting quarterback of the team just before the start of the season, and in his first game with the Trojans, he delivered an impressive performance, going 19 for 22 with 249 yards and 2 touchdowns in a 66-14 win over Rice. Safe to say this game would set the tone for the rest of the season. As the season progressed, Williams continued to dominate, leading USC to an 11-3 record, earning several awards in the process. His 42 passing touchdowns led the NCAA, and he capped off this outstanding performance this year with the Heisman Trophy. But this is where things start to get a little interesting for Caleb Williams. In the 2023 season, despite high expectations, USC finished the regular season with a 7-5 record. Williams would face a lot of public criticism because of the way he responded to some of these games. However, his individual performance still remained strong, as he threw for over 3,300 yards with 31 passing and 11 rushing touchdowns. While the season didn't go as planned, Williams was still a top QB prospect in the NFL draft, and it's safe to say hopefully he's left a legacy as one of the greatest QBs to play at USC. You might not like him personally, but the stats don't lie. Leading up to the 2024 NFL Draft, Caleb Williams was widely regarded as the top quarterback prospect. He didn't really have the size as your typical elite quarterback in the NFL, but his athleticism and football IQ, I think, is what made up for that. It's now draft day, and the Chicago Bears, who traded the previous year's first overall selection to the Carolina Panthers, made a bold move to pick Caleb Williams. The Bears, a franchise with a strong history but recent struggles, I guess saw Williams as an opportunity to rebuild the program. The selection of Caleb Williams generated a whole lot of excitement among Chicago Bears fans who had long awaited for a franchise quarterback. If you don't know anything about Chicago, they are one of the most passion-driven cities, especially when it comes to sports. And so for them acquiring Caleb Williams, they probably see this as a fresh start. The fresh start that they desperately needed. It was a chance to build a competitive team around a young, dynamic quarterback. Williams would sign a 4-year rookie contract worth $39.4 million, fully guaranteed. The deal made him one of the highest paid rookies in NFL history, but of course with that contract came the pressure to deliver on the field. And it's safe to say, in my opinion, he's off to a good start, especially after his first preseason game. And you let me know in the comments, are people maybe overhyping him a little bit? I'm not a fan of some of the things he's done in the past, but I can't deny talent when I see it. And again, if I'm wrong, just let me know in the comments. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.